In the frosty expanse of the Klondike, where gold mining is as much about grit as it is about rivalry, Parker Schnabel and Tony Beets have become icons of endurance and enmity. Their journey on Discovery Channel's Gold Rush has been anything but friendly, filled with strategic maneuvers and retaliatory tactics that underline a saga of two titans at odds. Parker Schnabel, stepping into the boots of a miner at a young age after taking over the big nugget mine from his grandfather, soon found himself tangled in a deal with the seasoned miner Tony Beets. This agreement quickly soured, setting the stage for a turbulent relationship. The dynamic between the young innovator and the seasoned powerhouse was fraught from the outset, with Beets consistently holding the upper hand. This power imbalance was palpable in Season 4, when Beets did not hesitate to shut down Parker's operation for contractual breaches, and again in Season 8 over a dispute involving misused land. Despite these setbacks, Schnabel's mining prowess grew, establishing him as one of Alaska's leading gold miners. This evolution also marked a shift in power. By Season 12, Schnabel had devised a method to exact subtle revenge on Beets, turning the tables in their long-standing feud. In a bold move, Schnabel dumped excess dirt from his claim onto Beets' property, a symbolic gesture of the burden Schnabel had endured under Beets' heavy-handed tactics. This act of dumping dirt might seem trivial to outsiders, but for those embroiled in the high-stakes world of gold mining, it was a significant blow. It was Schnabel's way of showing that the power dynamics had shifted and that he was no longer an inexperienced youngster to be trifled with. The complexity of their agreements came to a head when Schnabel discussed the burdensome royalty deal he struck with Beets over the land near the airstrip. "The deal we've got with Tony is a little bit weird on the old royalty front," Schnabel reflected in Season 12, Episode 9. The deal's structure, which escalated royalties with increased yield, was a constant thorn in his side, emblematic of Beets' controlling nature. In a reflective moment, Schnabel admitted his regrets over the financial risks he took, including a significant investment to mine Mud Mountain, banking on the extraction of 8,000 ounces of gold. This venture, coupled with the 3,000 ounces expected from the airstrip lease, highlighted the immense pressures and financial gambles inherent in gold mining. As the lease with Beets expired in Season 14, Schnabel made a decisive move to end their professional ties, signaling a new era for the young miner. This decision wasn't just a business calculation, it was a personal emancipation from a deal that had long favored Beets. In the unforgiving landscape of the Klondike, where fortunes are dug out of the frozen ground, the relationship between Parker Schnabel and Tony Beets has evolved from mentorship to rivalry, and finally, to a quiet respect. Through strategic plays and a relentless pursuit of autonomy, Schnabel's declaration of stealing Beets' gold is less about literal theft and more about claiming his rightful place as a king of the Klondike in his own right, challenging the old guard and reshaping the landscape of gold mining. The surprising connection between Parker Schnabel and Tony Beets. In the rugged terrains of the Klondike where fortunes are both made and lost, Parker Schnabel, a once naive teenager now turned mining prodigy, and Tony Beets, a seasoned mining veteran, exhibit a complex relationship that surpasses the usual competitive dynamics depicted on the hit show Gold Rush. When Parker Schnabel first began his foray into gold mining alongside his grandfather, it was not with the foresight of becoming one of the show's most beloved stars. Now at 29, Parker is not just a participant in the Klondike's gold rush, he is a force to be reckoned with, thanks largely to the surprising influence of Tony Beets. On the surface, Parker and Tony are fierce rivals, each vying to outdo the other in their quest for gold. Their on-screen rivalry makes for compelling television, driving the drama that fans of Gold Rush crave. However, away from the cameras, their relationship takes on a different hue, characterized by a mutual respect that is typical among those who understand the stakes of their business. The roots of their connection became particularly evident during a revealing interview that included fellow co-star Ness. Here, Parker shared that his journey into full-time mining was significantly shaped by Beets. Parker humorously recounted an anecdote about using Tony as a scapegoat to soften his mother's disappointment over his decision to forego college. "Well, my mom always hated the idea of me not going to college. So I always intended on going and not pissing her off. But then I met Tony Beets and went to the Yukon, Parker began, only to be humorously interrupted by a shocked Beets exclaiming, "You're blaming me?" To which Parker replied, "Yes, now I blame Tony so my mother can be pissed off at him." This exchange, light-hearted yet telling, underscores a deeper bond between the two, revealing that Tony might inadvertently be the reason Parker stayed in mining. While Parker's initial love for mining was ignited by the time spent with his beloved grandfather, his continued pursuit of this challenging career was reinforced by his interactions with Tony Beets. The emotional depth of Parker's journey was poignantly highlighted during a casual viewing of the show by his parents. His mother, Nancy, shared a touching moment when she realized how deeply her son valued those early experiences with his grandfather. "One time, Roger and I were actually watching Gold Rush. Parker said something like, 'You know, my grandpa's the most important person in my life,'" Nancy recounted. "And Roger and I are sitting there like, what? What are we?" It was pretty funny. From his humorous evasion of parental disappointment to the meaningful mentorship under Tony Beets, Parker's narrative is a rich tapestry that reflects the complexities of life in the gold mining industry. It's a story of how the influence of one seasoned miner and the legacy of a beloved grandfather intertwined to shape the career of one of the most successful young miners in the Klondike. In this vein, Parker and Tony's relationship, though ostensibly marked by rivalry, is fundamentally one of mutual respect and unexpected mentorship, illustrating the adage that in the Klondike, your competitor might just be your most influential ally. In Season 14, Parker Schnabel invites Tony Beets to tour his latest acquisition, the Dominion Creek property. As Parker outlines the machinery he intends to sell, Tony, rather than buying, opts to commend Parker for his accomplishments. This acknowledgement highlights a significant evolution in their relationship, with Parker expressing his gratitude for Tony's initial faith in him, which was pivotal in reaching his current success. Tony praises Parker not just for his achievements but for his intrinsic drive, a quality Tony notes cannot be taught in any classroom. While Parker was mentored by his grandfather, John Schnabel, Tony stresses the importance of the hard-earned lessons that have shaped Parker's career. This interaction starkly contrasts with Tony's relationship with his son Kevin, who despite seeking recognition, receives none from Tony. Kevin's notable absence early in Season 14, humorously attributed to gardening, seems more about proving his worth than actual gardening. Upon his return, the tension between father and son is palpable, with communication strained. The narrative then shifts to the boomerang cut, marking a pivotal development in Parker's operations. Here, a wash plant is moved as Parker negotiates with a father and his two sons over potential equipment sales and land leases, hinting at future collaborations. This segment is enriched by the discovery of a mummified mammoth, which the team altruistically turns over to the authorities instead of exploiting for profit. Parallel to Parker's progress, Ness contends with his own hurdles. He scrambles to rent a water pump and plans a return to Rally Valley. Challenges such as rain-damaged roads at the bench cut strain his team, but a resolve-strengthening meeting and a successful gold retrieval of 65.89 ounces exemplify their resilience. In Tony Beets' camp, the drama escalates as Kevin struggles with mechanical adjustments and operational setbacks, including a malfunctioning water pump that leads to equipment failure. The episode portrays the Beets team grappling with internal discord, culminating in Kevin's decision to leave, despite Tony's offer of a new claim. This departure casts a shadow of doubt over the future of Tony's mining operations, leaving the audience in suspense about the fate of the Beets family's endeavors.